Rabindranath Tagore once wrote, "The same stream of life that runs through my veins night and day runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measures." I love this line because it captures something that most of us forget. Life has rhythms, it has seasons, it has states. And learning to recognize them is one of the most powerful strategic skills we can develop. Let me take you to 1976. David Bowie was at the height of his fame, living in Los Angeles, producing hit after hit, shaping culture, shaping fashion, shaping entire generations. But in interviews, he called this period the darkest days of my life. Addicted, exhausted, paranoid, and creatively empty, Bowie felt he was losing himself. He later said he needed to go somewhere where I could think and breathe. So he fled to Berlin, a place where, as he put it, nobody cared who you were, a place where he could disappear long enough to find himself again. In Berlin, Bowie painted. He cycled through the streets with anonymity. He let silence do the work. He allowed stillness, uncertainty, and not knowing to strip away everything that wasn't essential. And slowly that space opened the way for reinvention. Through long nights in the studio with Brian Eno and Tony Visconti, he rebuilt himself creatively. The fragments started to cohere, and out of that period came the Berlin Trilogy, Low Heroes and Lodger, music that sounded like nothing else of its time. As Bowie grew more comfortable in this new skin, he entered a period of clarity and control. The mid to late 1980s, Let's Dance, global tours, commercial success, a deliberate, calculated move to reach a wider audience. But eventually, that success became a cage. He felt stuck again. So he broke himself apart again. He formed Tin Machine in the 90s. Then, in his final years, he gave us Outside, Heathen, and Black Star, his late life resurgence. Bowie wasn't just reinventing his art, he was cycling through the fundamental states that shape every human life. Strip away the stage lights and the rock star halo, and you will see a framework that applies to all of us. Like matter, time has states too. Sometimes time feels solid, stable, grounded, predictable. Sometimes it feels fluid, shifting quietly beneath the surface. Sometimes it expands like gas, scattered, unfocused, unconstrained. And sometimes it burns like plasma, intense, breaking down old forms so that something new can emerge. Most of us move through these states without noticing. But the moment you recognize which state you are in, everything changes. You stop fighting time, you start working with it. I want to give you a simple frame that you can use to identify the state of time that you're living in right now. Imagine a grid with two questions. First, do I know the direction I'm going? Second, is change actively happening? From these two questions emerge four states. The first state is what I would call steady. The direction is known, change is not happening. These are periods of stability, productivity, mastery. It feels like a groove. You're not reinventing, you're refining, you're consolidating, you're deepening. But steady rarely lasts. In fact, many people think they are in steady when they are actually in the next state. And that's stuck. The direction is not known, the change is not happening. This is stagnation masquerading as stability. You're not feeling, you're not moving, you're not experimenting, you're not excited, but you're also not uncomfortable enough to take action. It's familiar, but it isn't fulfilling. And often, the only way out of stuck is to enter flux. Flux is when the direction is not known, but change is happening. This is Bowie in Berlin. This is experimentation, openness, wandering, letting go of control. It's chaotic, it's disorienting, but it's deeply generative. Flux is a birthplace of new identity. Eventually, flux gives way to transition. Is when the direction is known and change is happening. The fog starts to lift, a path appears. You start taking deliberate steps towards a vision. Transition is the bridge between internal clarity and external transformation. It is where the new version of you becomes real. Now, each of these four states demands a different response. Steady requires execution. When life gives you stability, use it to master, refine, and build depth. Don't waste it. Don't sleepwalk through it. Use it well. Stuck requires disruption. Nothing changes until something changes. You have to break the pattern. Question your defaults. Step away from what is familiar. This is your move to Berlin moment. Flux invites exploration. You don't need answers yet. You need curiosity. You need openness. You need to wander without rushing to define where you're going. If you're cycling aimlessly through an emotional Schoenberg, that is part of the work. And finally, transition demands drive. Momentum matters. Move with intent. Turn clarity into action. Bring the vision into form. Find your crew, find your tools, and move. So here are 3 questions to keep in mind. First one, are you aware of which phase you are actually in? Are you resisting it, or are you willing to accept it? And are your actions aligned with what that state requires? Because the truth is, these states are not mistakes. They are cycles. They repeat, they evolve, and they are natural. When you're stuck, your job is not to optimize, it is to disrupt. When you are in flux, your job is not to force clarity, it is to explore. And when you're in transition, you need to drive forward. When you're in steady, your job is to execute and deepen. And eventually, the cycle begins again. Bowie mastered this rhythm. He didn't cling to one identity. He knew when to shed, when to retreat, when to experiment, when to push, and when to consolidate. Like Bowie, we can learn to navigate the states of time with intention, allowing each phase to serve its purpose in our larger personal and creative evolution. If you can recognize the state you're in, you can act in alignment with time rather than fighting against it. And when you do that, life starts to feel less like chaos and more like music. The same stream of life that ran through Bowie runs through you too. The rhythm is already there. Your job is simply to learn how to move with it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.